Alright guys, welcome back to Jake's Chop Shop. On this week's episode, I accidentally buy a VT Commodore and have to clean it up. Let's get into it. Alright guys, welcome to this week's episode. We're going to do a short, sharp, shiny episode. So, it's Sunday now, and I got a bit of an itch at the end of last week, and I accidentally bought VTSS Commodore. So, big shitter, super happy with the buy. Yeah, thanks James for selling me the car. Picked it up reasonably cheap. I feel like the price I paid was pretty on par. I'm not going to lie, I paid $8,000 for it. Now, it might look alright in the cameras, but there is little dents in pretty much every single panel. The clear is about to go in some areas. You know, it's got its fucking little wear and tear. It's got relatively high Ks on it, but much to my surprise, took it out Saturday night with the boys for a few activities. And I've never had this before,
yeah, hopefully it's
got the power on. Might have too much weight. Oh. I might have to get out.
Too much weight.
Yeah. Do you want to get out? You're a madman. You're a madman. And this thing has definitely been tuned. It's got a OTR intake and X-Force exhaust on it. And yeah, definitely it's had a tune. It's a 4L60 car, but they've got the second, yeah, they've done some sort of trans tune to it, so it doesn't jump out of second and try and grab third. So this thing, as soon as you bang, sit it in second, it sort of just wants to sit there, hit limiter, killer burnouts. Fantastic. So no neutrals. I was sort of expecting to maybe find a couple of neutrals in the box on Saturday night, but didn't find that. So yeah, beautiful. There's a few little bits and pieces done to the engine. So yeah, but what we're going to do this week is do a little tidy up on this and get this on the market. So it's something I like to do every now and again. It's always good, even sometimes, even if you don't get all your money back or you only make a little bit of profit, the fact that you got to buy a car, jump in, go for a thrash, and sell it is sometimes worth it on it by itself. So, obviously did a bit of damage on the rear quarters, somehow tore the petrol flap off. There's fucking slap all down the side now. I've got a full set of the VTSS wheels, so I'll slap them on now. And then Tomorrow, Monday, go down to Elio's Majestic Tyres, get some second-hand tyres, fit it all around, some good ones. And yeah, so I'm gonna paint a few panels. But first, I've already chopped the rear springs because I couldn't handle the stock height. But we're gonna lop a coil out of the front springs, lift it up on the hoist, boom, take it to the car wash, clean it up, and just see what we're left with. So let's get it.
You got me down again.
All right, so that's now much better height. I'm looking at the car. I'm already just way happier with everything. So next thing I want to do, just out of curiosity, it's late Sunday night, but before I go home, this bonnet, it's a bit how you going. I think someone's actually painted this before, but I'm just gonna hit it with the wall pad and some cutting compound and just see how it starts to come up. And that'll give me an idea to start thinking about how I'm gonna attack the car, paint panel wise. And then on the way home, stop by the car wash so it's fresh for tomorrow's start. All right, killer, so we're done at the car wash. I don't know about you guys, but I love just late night, whatever night it is, just go clean that car, spend a bit of time, put the music on, nothing better. But anyway, good start. It's Sunday night, obviously. Let's see what we can get done tomorrow. So, start of the week, let's get it. What's that? All right, so fresh tyres in the car, car's back at the shop. First thing we're gonna tackle is, I'm gonna go over the car, give it a bit of a buff, a real deep cut, clean all the paint up the best I can. Do that first, clean it all up, take a step back and have a look at it. Now at the moment I'm thinking I'm gonna paint both the rear quarters, spoiler, and possibly front guard, all right? I wanna try and leave it at that, no more. I try and look at it and just stand back and look at the car for a while and try and figure out what it actually needs, what's gonna make the biggest difference, with the least amount of work, you know what I mean? Obviously, the best thing you could do is paint the whole car. That's fantastic, but that obviously takes time, money, materials, and are you gonna get back what you put in? This car, probably not. So, do the minimal to get the maximum results. That's obviously always the case. Now with this car, we're super lucky because mechanically it is killer. I'm actually really enjoying driving it. So, yeah, fingers crossed we can get it pretty good. So, let's see how we go with that.
Heaven's
first things first. What I've done is just knocked a few dents out from around the car. So I took the inner guard cover off the front guard, knocked a few of those big dents out the front guard, so I'm not going to paint that anymore. The rear passenger door, took the door card off, knocked a few little dents out of that, just with a panel beating hammer, nothing special, or just the end of the hammer. I'm no paintless dent removal guy, but if you're just gentle and use your brain, obviously don't hit the fucking panel with the side of the hammer, just hit it nice with a nice flat bit of the hammer, just gently work out a few dents if you can, get the car a little bit better. Say it was, you know, the dents, you don't get it 100%, but you get it 80%. Fuck, you know what? Better than nothing. So that's all done. What I've done is just masked up the mouldings. Now, the mouldings on these cars, as you know, around here, with the Commodores, when they sort of age, they get that real like chalkiness. Now, don't try and fuck with that, all right? Just leave it how it is. But what you do not want to do is polish a car and get the fucking residue on the chalkiness, because you'll never get it off and it's just game over. So mask up the mouldings. Just use some tape, go over it quickly, get that done. Your window rubbers as well. So what I'm going to do, hit it with the wall pad first, go around the car, give it a real good cut. Wall pad, the cutting compound, I've got a little image of that I'll put in. Go over the whole car, get it pretty good. Then what we're going to do is we're going to use a finishing compound, so I'll go over that when we get to that stage. Then, once all the car's looking pretty good, I'm going to get the both rear quarter panels and the top of the rear bar ready for paint. I'm going to paint both the rear quarter panels and the spoiler, and that's it, all right? That's how we're going to leave it. So get that done and then fix the driver's seat. I'll show you a few little tricks and we'll turn this into something else. Let's get it. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but a few videos ago I did a giveaway on a headlight restoration kit, which is pretty much just some small buffing pads that attach to your drill for headlights and all that sort of stuff. Now, it may have seemed like some sort of pointless kit, but headlight buffing is actually crucial. So you don't need the kit, but I personally use one of these little buffs here. You can pick one of these up from the body shop. That one's good because, you know, attached to your air, you can get all the finicky bits of the car and all that sort of stuff. But I'll show you the difference now between just a quickly cleaned up headlight opposed to a non-cleaned up headlight. It's all the little things that make a car pop, guys. Remember that. So, boom. Just started polishing that one. And this is the original one. So, I've just done the cut on the bonnet. I've got to hit it with the wax now. And I'll hit the headlight with the same. But you can already see the difference with a cut. Fucking massive. Anyway, I'll show you what I'm using to cut the car. So, 3D, 520, step 2, and one of these 3D spider pads. So, the black foam spider pad does the job. So first, hit it with the 3D 510 with the yellow pad, and then over to the foam pad. But that's what the yellow pad looks like. That one's pretty worn, so it's starting to get a bit fucking how you going. But and then the car's coming up like this with the with the foam pad. It's a bit dusty at the moment. Dust is fucking everywhere. But I'll clean it up and I'll give you a good idea tomorrow. All right, so moving forward, just pulled the tail lights out, working on the rear quarters. So we're gonna paint both rear quarters, top section of the bumper. So from the top lip to the body line, paint across here, paint the spoiler, and I picked up a new petrol flap yesterday. So what I'm doing is hitting the rear quarters with 80 grit, where all the warps are. There wasn't really any substantial dents that you could feel too much. It was just heaps of small dings and ripples in the rear quarters. So what I've done is just 80 grit the whole area. Right. And then what I'll do is I'll skim that whole area with the dolphin glaze and sand that out. That's going to be the easiest, quickest way to do it. Real nice finish on the filler work. So we'll start with a 120, 180, 240, 320, then 500 the quarter. Because what I'm going to do is wet on wet it. So put in the booth, mask everything up, lay a coat of primer, let that flash off and hit it directly after that with the base and the clear. So let's get into it. All right, guys, so rear of the car, spoiler, fuel flap, all prepped up. So what I've done, obviously, dolphin glaze, 120, 180, 320, 500 on the quarters. So feathered everything out real nicely, right? Now, I've cleaned everything up. I've done the back of the bar here as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna paint down to this body line here and lose it on the downward edge, okay? So you won't see the edge of the clear. Boom, spoilers over there. So, what I'm gonna do, clean the booth up, clean the car up, put the car in the booth, mask it up, right? Prepsol, clean. Then, wet on wet. So, I'm gonna basically use a HS primer on the car, just from the body shop, over all the sections where there's rub-throughs or anything like that, where you can see all the filler. What I'm gonna do is thin the HS primer out to about 30% reducer. Go over it, boom, and then after that, let it flash off. So it goes all, you know what I mean? It's dried, so you can touch it, leave it all masked up and hit it straight after that with the base and the clear. All right, that's what we're gonna do on this one. So let's see how it turns out. so car's out of the booth. What I'm going to touch on now is I've already started this side. So I've started by using a bit of Boss Gloss, the Bowden's product. It's just a nice product, like a nice spray just on fresh paint or polished paint with a microfiber just to grab the dust. So wipe the car down, step one. Now step two is, what I like to do is after a polish and everything, and especially if you're going to detail a car for sale or just trying to generally just lift your game up of your car, right? Go in all the door jambs, everything. So wipe down all the residue, clean inside the door, you know what I mean? Put your finger in the gap here with the microfiber, clean in here. All the little details, you know what I mean? All the gaps that are normally a bit too hard or awkward to get into, just spend put some music on, spend a bit of time, get a nice little trolley or a milk crate and just fucking sit there and just clean all the little details. Get your nail in the grooves of the overlap of the metal, just clean it all up. All those nitty gritty bits. So when you look through the gaps and everything, it's all clean, you know what I mean? That makes a massive difference. So just going over this car and just gradually just cleaning, and then every time you go over it again, you're getting a little bit more and a little bit more, and eventually it starts coming together. Like I'm wrapped how this is starting to look now. It's not even put back together, and I feel like I can already see the image, you know what I mean, coming together, and all it is just cleaning, polishing, a little bit of spraying, but you see how much I sprayed, which is pretty much nothing, you know what I mean? So next thing is I'll clean all the windows up with a razor blade, Windex, exhaust tips cleaned. Haven't done the wheels and tyres yet, but that'll be a massive thing. So clean all the body, clean the interior, we've still got to fix the seat, and then clean the wheels, you know what I mean? And that's going to make it even pop more. So I'm getting really excited now. All right, so now what we're doing is the front seat. So the bolster's all collapsed. Some of the springs in the seat have collapsed on this side, and there's a rip here. So Luke's been kind enough to pull this out the car. First thing I'm gonna do is unbolt it from the rails. Right, take the plastics off, unbolt the seat, separate the two halves, and then basically take the cover off the seat, and then we'll touch base and I'll show you a few bits and pieces.
I'm so in love with you.
Okay, so here's the seat with the cover off. So I'll give you a quick look at a few things and I'll show you what's broken. So sometimes when you find the seats will collapse to one side and you'll sit lower on an angle, this is what it usually is. So they have this band here, it's hooked to one side and hooked to the other, and it gives it a little bit of stretch but not a lot. This is split through here, so that's no good. So before, this was all pushed through here, you know what I mean? So what we're gonna do is, what I'm thinking is possibly steal one of these. So I do have another seat here, and I wonder, look at that, there you go. We'll take this one off, change them over. All right, so this is the piece, this is the problem. So this is a pretty common thing in the VY, VZ, VT Commodores. So the bolster gets thrashed out. So it's supposed to sit up and about there, but it's sitting like that. What you can do, if you have a bit more time, is you actually want to get a steamer, and you can steam all these bolsters here with the steamer. And no shit, if they're crushed and compressed, they'll come back to their former how they were. So believe it or not, you can get a lot of the shit out just with a steamer. But in this case, what we're going to use is some of this contact adhesive. Pretty nice one, aerosol based. Got it from Daly's on Grand Junction Road there. Pretty good shit, so let's do that. Spray some in here, let it tack off, put it together, put the cover back on.
So in love with you. You got me down again.
How good. All right, guys, that is pretty much the final detail done. I just took some photos, videos for Marketplace. Perfect out here on the street. We've got some big fucking 11s from Gary going down the street. But yeah, perfect backdrop. Just take your time with the photos. Clean, clean, clean. Really good photos. And yeah, this has turned out rip. I really want to go for a spin now. I might take it out, put some rego on it. Fantastic. I think what I'll do now is tomorrow I'll sit down, have a little bit of a yarn to you about some plans and what's going on, and yeah, we'll take it from there. All right, so that's a wrap. Overall, I'm super happy how this thing's turned out, to be honest with you. When I bought it, the next day I seen it and I was like, oh God, Jake, what have you fucking done? And but here we are, and it's actually kind of a cool car to have, you know, just drive around or whatever. I'll give you a quick rundown of everything we sort of touched on and a few other little bits and pieces. So first thing, you know, it's always, you got to look at the car and stand back, clean a few things up and go, what can we do that's going to take the least effort to make the biggest result? You know, obviously the best thing to do, paint the whole car and do everything, and it'll be fucking beautiful in that life, but that's not what we're going to do with this car. It doesn't justify it. So obviously knocked a few dents out around the place, polished the whole thing, clean, 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 clean. Rear quarters painted, spoiler painted, top of the boot painted, sorry, or the rear bar, sorry. Interior cleaned up, and obviously the most important thing, right, lower. You have to lower the car. Doesn't matter what it is, just straight away on the ground. You know, first time, every time I get the car to the shop, VL, Commodore, anything, straight away, you know what I mean? But yeah, overall, killer, happy. And yeah, so that's it. Hope you had a good week. Enjoy. Should I put you in?